Hey everyone, welcome to episode 299. Cool Kylie. Welcome to the Harmony in the Home podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Hutchison. I'm a counselor, a life coach, and most importantly, an imperfect mom doing this work right along with you. And my goal on our podcast is to go from chaos to calm, feel less frazzled, and have more fun within your four walls to have more harmony in your home. So I'm bringing Kylie back to the pod because she was so popular last time when I played one of her videos, the audio version. And this one is her most viral one. So I always like to see what goes viral, because when something goes viral, then that means it resonates with other people. And on her page, it's mostly about cleaning, organizing, just getting out of your funks. And so I'm thinking what resonates with most people will probably resonate with you. If it doesn't, you don't have to listen to this podcast, I promise. You can just skip to the next one. Before we get to Kylie, I want to talk to you about letter writing. If you did not hear last week's episode where I went over all the FAQs, I've had so many emails, which is so exciting to see the excitement about what this letter writing is. And I'm having a total blast with it. So I've been sharing it with you, where you're writing letters to companies on the side as a side gig. And then the companies will pay you $5 per letter, which I go into detail of why these companies are paying you money. And if you stay consistent and keep your pipeline full, and you are very patient, because the first payout takes the longest, but after that, once you're in the system, you're good as gold. But it does take consistency, it takes patience, it takes faith, and it takes the ability to have a lot of fun with it. And so that's what I've been trying to encourage people to do, is have fun with it. It's very light and fluffy. It's a side gig. It's not going to turn into your main gig. It's for entertainment purposes only. Be very loose with it and have fun with it. Almost like a hobby. I say it's like a hobby that pays. So if you're interested, send me an email. More information about letter writing. I did an FAQ last week, or I can send you the YouTube video, which I think the YouTube video plays better than the audio. But a lot of times when I'm listening to YouTube, I'm just listening to the audio anyway. And with that, let me start talking about Kylie. So Kylie Perkins has gone mega viral on TikTok. And this is her most viral video that she's ever posted. Her content, I love her content, because it's kind of like tough love of the podcast. Because I talk about organizing your home and laundry and systems and having systems for your systems. I talk about it a lot on the podcast, but her entire page is dedicated to that. And I love this one because she talks about how an organized house could be the answer to everything. And you're like, what? How is that possible? Let me have her explain it better than I could.
Hear me out. What if cleaning your house really is the answer to everything? What if it really is the answer that you've been looking for to help you lose the weight that you've been wanting to help you get over that depression that you feel like nothing is helping you get out of, to help you become a better mom, to help you become a better wife? What if it helps you eat better because your kitchen's clean? What if it actually helps you build a routine, and routine is what you've needed your whole entire life? What if cleaning your house really is the answer to everything and you just don't know it yet? Humor me, get up, get it done, follow the routines that I share every single morning and see what it does for you. Because I think people are like, oh my gosh, like there's so much more to life than just, I don't need to spend this time cleaning my house. My energy is more important here. I'd rather spend time with my kids than whatever. You're acting like it takes all day, every day to clean your house. It doesn't. You can build a routine, clean your house, be free, and have way more mental clarity and time and freedom to do all of the things that you want to do and achieve all of the goals that you've been wanting to achieve, but you feel like there's a block. And like, what is that block? Like, why do I always feel like there's a mental block? There's a mental block because your brain is cluttered with the actual clutter of your house and the fact that you don't have a peaceful place to go and rest your head at night because it's a freaking mess. So humor me and really think, what if cleaning your house really is the answer to everything?
So I think the reason why that went viral is because I feel like there's a lot of truth in it. Because when I talk about ULA, the ULA is the 7 parts of your life: faith, family, fitness, finance, friends, field, and fun. I might have repeated one, but it's the 7 F's of your life. And when you look at your life like a pie chart, I always tell people to take the ULA test. You can go to ULA.com. It's a free test. All they want is your email. I'm not affiliated with them. But you take the ULA test to get a score. And then I always tell people, whatever your lowest score is, focus on that area first, because that will give you so much momentum into the other areas of your life. It's like eating the frog. It's like when I get home from work or when I get home from an outing, what is the chore I want to do the least? Or what is the task I want to do the least? Is it work related? Is it chore related? Is it kid related? Is it husband related? Is it mental health related? Exercise? What is it related to? What do I want to do the least? And that's the one I choose first. And you're like, Kelly, that doesn't make any sense. There's an entire book by Brian Tracy called Eat That Frog. And the term eat that frog, which I don't know if you've ever heard it, I talk about it sometimes on the podcast. It's from Brian Tracy. He has a whole book about it. And he says it represents the most important, impactful task that you need to complete. If you eat the frog, that is, work on your most important or impactful task first every morning, Tracy suggests you'll increase your productivity and reach your goals faster. So you could call it the most important. For me, I look at my least desirable task. Like, what is that first? That's why I like to exercise in the morning first. Get it over with. And then what it does is it leads into and bleeds into the rest of my day. And you get the big mo. When you have the big mo, then you have momentum. And when you have momentum, it leads you into having momentum in other areas of your ULA. And so Kylie suggests that maybe it's your house, because your house is really your home. And she talks about it in another video. She's like, when I'm talking about your house, what do you think I'm really talking about? And, everyone thinks you're four walls. But your house is just your four walls. But your home is in your heart. Home is where your heart is. You hear that all the time. Home is in your head. All that clutter around in our home creates mental clutter. So we can't actually rest. So there's no resting, because when we go to rest, we look around or we feel the clutter in our home and our brain can't actually rest because the house is not at rest, if that makes sense. They always say, which came first, physical clutter or mental clutter? Chicken or the egg? And you could go back and forth and be like, oh, if the house was cleaner, I wouldn't have so much mental clutter. It doesn't really matter which came first. And she's suggesting, why don't we try cleaning it up? Because that will create routines and peace in your life. So then when you are resting your head, you're able to rest and recuperate. And like my former principal used to say, you're going to go home and sharpen your saw. That's for 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. They talk about sharpening your saw. And she would always tell us on Fridays, go home and sharpen your saw. Sharpen your saw means go rest, rejuvenate, reflect, chill out a little bit. But if your home is cluttered and cluttered and cluttered, then it's very hard to sharpen your saw, and you feel like you're always walking around with a very dull saw, so to speak. And the routine that you create when you are creating a chore chart, so to speak, for yourself, number 1, it teaches it to the kids through osmosis. And number 2, it creates routines and systems, and then you get confidence of how to do a routine and system that could bleed into a routine and system for working out, money management, eating better, drinking more water, meditating, prayer. So it all bleeds over and it's all interconnected. But we look at it isolated like that, like we normally do. And we think, oh, that's for other people. That's for Kylie. And she's saying, just try my systems for a couple weeks and see if it bleeds over in other things. And maybe it is the answer to everything. So I love that video, and I love that it went viral because it's obviously speaking to a lot of people. It spoke to me, and I hope it speaks to you. And if it does, send me an email and let me know. And I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Hey, mamas, thanks for listening. If you had any ahas, clicks, or those lightning bolt moments while listening, you have to check out my free parenting bootcamp, where we take all of this to the next level and we try to create even more awakenings for ourselves so that we can connect more with our kids and never yell at them again. You can sign up at www.coachingkelly.com. And if you really want to fill up my love cup, send me an email of what your aha was, what your click was, what was that lightning bolt moment while you were listening. I want nothing more in life than for you to have harmony in your home and to learn how to be an imperfect mom like me, which allows your kids to be imperfect too, each and every day. Thanks for listening.